I'll just start recording here too. Okay. Hi, Taylor.
Oh, sorry. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you today?
Good.
Good.
Nadia, did you want me to pull the PowerPoint up or do you have it?
Go ahead, please.
Okay.
You should have.
Yep.
Yeah. All that you need.
And I can go ahead and share screen on the welcome.
Sure. Yeah. Ooh.
Host has disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, I thought I did. Just hang on. Nope, I don't want that. Yeah. Okay. Now give it a shot.
Let's see.
Hello.
Hey, Kim, how's it going?
The courthouse internet is not working, so I'm doing what I can.
Okay, we're having some tech issues. Well, knock on wood. It's been all over the place, so no big deal. Jeanette's having some issue getting online as well. So.
Did she just text Nadia? Oh no, we just sorted it out like 45 minutes ago.
I don't even, okay.
Just checking.
I like the graphic.
Thanks, Kim. I can't take credit for it at all.
It's cool.
There she is. Okay. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi. Forgive me.
Welcome back, Jeanette.
Thank you. I'm like, me and Rachel spent like 10 minutes making sure. I'm like, this has to. But thank you for the link. That worked.
Good. I'm glad.
How is everyone's Thursday going so far?
Right?
Well, I had 2 Zoom meetings and no internet.
That sounds exciting.
Are you using your phone, Kim? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm using my computer and my phone.
Oh, awesome.
So I can see you, but I'm talking on the phone.
Okay. Give folks a few more minutes and then we can get going. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, ma'am. You think we should get going here? It's too nice outside. I think everyone's playing outside and that's okay. Well, that's the reason I'd probably be sitting outside myself, but well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. You are joining our third meeting of the Logan Mason County Recovery Oriented System of Care project meeting, council grant. We're working on that. So as most of you, I know most of you know who I am, but my name is Nadia Kleekamp. I'm a prevention coordinator with Chestnut Health Systems, and we are helping provide some support to Logan and Mason County as they start to begin building a recovery-oriented system of care. And so joining me today on staff, it's been a long time coming, I have Rachel Capper and Jeanette Harris, who are devoting their full attention to working on this. And so without further ado, I'll let them kind of take over and you'll hear me from time to time as we continue on. So go ahead, ladies, take it away.
Oh, Jeanette, you're muted.
I was just making sure y'all were paying attention. That's all. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for either coming back or coming for the first time. You know, this effort cannot happen without y'all. So I just want to shout out that from all of us. Thank you for being here. So one of the things that we really want to get into our
beings, right? ROSC. What is a ROSC? Has anyone else kind of had a hard time trying to think about how to explain it or say it, or am I the only one? Anybody?
Give
Yeah.
a quick show of hands, anybody you got.
Hands of, right? It can get a little tongue tied, and it's not something that kind of rolls off the tongue as easy. And so one of the things we want to do is continue to revisit that and help each other to just kind of really get the concepts, because, you know, it is such a organic thing, and we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. But if we can continue to help each other to kind of get that understanding, and so that's what we want to do here real quick.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what Janetta's saying, the awesome thing about a ROSC in general is that the community determines what exactly it's going to be. So we're expanding our community. You're all a part of it, but we're currently at the phase of everything where we are building, we are gathering, and it's the really exciting beginning phase of everything. So again, thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Rachel. And, you know, again, it is so awesome because exactly that. It's what our community says that they want and they need. And so one of the things that we never want to do, right, is to overpromise and underdeliver, right? We don't ever want to do that. So as we go over just some of these things, and I'm not going to read them verbatim on there, it's on the screen in front of y'all, but, you know, kind of the essence of what we're doing, you know, coming and bringing and connecting folks together. I mean, for me, that's like the sum of when it comes to, you know, recovery, right? And creating that. So bringing stakeholders together with people with lived experience and having folks at the table, you know, that it is, like I said, anchored in community. You know, we do not want to be the ones, and those of you who did the homework and saw the video may know a little bit of what I'm talking to, of going and just telling someone what they need or what they, you know, should expect, or what goals they should have, and kind of putting that in there. So we want to, you know, hear first from the community and what the desires and the needs they have, to identify those gaps, and then to help facilitate bringing folks to the table and you know, fill in those gaps, or create this, or realize that this is already created if we just connect this over here. And, you know, kind of that process, which will look different in every single community. Ultimately, however, the hope would be to have a thriving recovery community where, you know, we can have the resources that folks are needing, and that, not just that, but I think it's a big thing to create the buy-in and for people to really feel heard and validated. And, you know, we deal, you know, in an area where that's not always, you know, folks aren't always thought of that way, and so it's exciting to see something come together where it's saying, no, this is important. We're acknowledging, we're hearing from, and working in partner and together. And so I love that. There was also, you know, to identify and introduce, you know, different pathways, right? We know there are multiple pathways to recovery, and kind of connect those things where, you know, a lot of folks are typically familiar with 12-step programs, and we want to continue that, but there are other options that some folks have never heard, smart recovery, or different things like that. So just again, not that all of these things will happen or come from, but we wanted to give a glance of the possibilities and partner with hearing from the community. Let's see. Definitely remembering that this is not something that Chestnut owns, that, you know, any other organization out. This is, you know, a coming together of, you know, how we can utilize our resources, our skills, and build, you know, in some areas have like a brick and mortar, something that may come out on the other side, and some, so we don't even know kind of what that will look like for us, but just remembering that it ultimately belongs to the community. of recovering people, family, and friends. And we want to make sure that their voice is up front and heard. And of course, any work like this is to, chip away at stigma, to identify that, there is a difference between a moral deficiency, and criminal activity, and kind of helping to educate. That's another thing, through the ROSC, we want to educate. We want to promote that people do have are in long-term recovery. And what happens after that when it comes to making sure, like some of the pitfalls are, when there aren't activities to do that are free from any substance, when there's not resources that are available and desperation sinks it, all those kind of things. And I think that a ROSC, the goal of a ROSC can be to have a holistic approach to helping someone who is needing support when it comes to substance use disorder. Yeah, ladies, is there anything you want to add to that?
Great job, Jeanette. Honestly, this is going to be a definition we're going to be visiting because it is such an abstract concept. And when you think of ROSC, I've had it described to me, once you've seen a ROSC, you've only seen one ROSC, because it's going to be based on the identified needs of the community and what does that system of care look like, who are the agencies that are at the table, who are the key community stakeholders that are at the table. And so this is something, as we continue to grow and develop, and we always have new faces from month to month, we want to keep that working definition out in front, because we don't know it all, and we don't expect you to know it all either. And so this is something we're going to learn and grow together on as well. So, all right, are we ready for some? I've been working on my Zooming skills. Yeah, okay. So before we launch into breakout rooms, I have polling questions. We'll see if I did this correctly, and if I didn't, you are my guinea pigs. Okay. So I have typed them in. Let's see if I can do, oh, by golly. Nope, just kidding. I had them saved. That did not work. I have last month's polling questions. All right, we're gonna pivot. If you could put in the chat, if you had to choose if you had the opportunity to teleport somewhere, where would you go? Would you go to the beach, to skiing in the mountains, a cabin in the woods, someplace else, or would you stay where you're at? So if you'd like to share the beach, I'm right there with you. I'll be quiet. Ooh, ski. Well, look at you now. Yeah. Oh, see, I had a vibe. Italy. Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, look at
Venice.
that. Okay. I see a trend here. Did I not mention that when we were thinking of like these intro questions? I'm like, we're going to be beach people. Not that majority.
It's about that time. It makes sense.
Yes. Great job. Thank you for participating. Okay. And then my next question, you could raise your hand or make a smiley face or put it in the chat. Did you have time to watch the TED Talk or quote unquote do your homework? Yes, no, yeah. Okay. All right. Love the guy. Yeah, he's Ernesto. Can't go wrong with Ernesto, right? Okay, sweet. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so now what we're going to do, once again, no problem. We're gonna have an opportunity to discuss. So I have put you into breakout rooms, or we'll see if I've worked or have been successful with that side of the tech for Zoom. The goal in these breakout rooms, we're going to have 15 minutes. So if you haven't watched the video, no problem. If I could ask someone that is in each breakout room to kind of provide a quick summary or kind of the gist that they got from the TED Talk. And then we're going to try and answer these 3 questions, or I want to provide you with the opportunity to speak in smaller groups and kind of discuss what you see. What does it look like from your perspective in watching that TED Talk? But then what can that mean for our ROSC moving forward as well? So we'll see. I'm going to launch the breakout rooms. I have a timer. You should all be in a specific room. And then we'll try and flash these questions again in the chat within your breakout room. Okay, I'm gonna send you on your way here. And I'll bring you back in a few minutes, about 15 minutes. And once again, provide the summary. And if you as a group decide to have a spokesperson, if you wanna designate that person to share, you're more than welcome to. Okay.
Hey, Nadia.
Yes, ma'am.
I have somebody who might be joining late, so I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay, I will keep an eye out for them and add them in.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Kim. Appreciate it. Okay, here we go. Okay. Did it work? Nope. You want to join? Are you good? Okay.
for 23 years. Prior to that, I was a substance abuse counselor for Logan Mason Mental Health. Prior to that, I worked for Task. So all of my jobs have been in the substance abuse field, or sort of. We had a drug court here for 11
larger group to kind of summarize some things that are coming and some things that are being worked on. But absolutely having not just the people who are already involved, but adding on to really include.
You think? Tyler, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, no, I basically said that before helping others, we must understand their perspective. So just, I mean, we might have all the data, the needs assessment data and everything, but we don't have the firsthand experience like the people do in their communities. So just seeing it from their perspective first and then imposing our agenda.
Hey Shelby, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So
I'm all tuned in.
we're right now in breakout rooms. There's about 5 minutes left. Would you like me to just jump you into one, or would you like to hang out?
I can hang.
Okay, all right, very
Still
good.
trying to get myself sorted.
Okay, that sounds good. Did you have a chance to watch the TED Talk?
Yes, but I watched it in like 4 chunks. It was terrible.
No, that's okay.
Not the TED Talk was terrible. My timing was terrible.
No, that's any takeaways from it, from what you can recall?
No.
Okay.
I literally, School ended at 12:53.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I
Okay.
just wrapped my last like school year session. It started late, ended late, totally fine. We're here. I made it to here. Now I just gotta find my notes.
No, this is good. This is good. So yeah, like I said, oh, I forgot to give them a warning. That's okay. I'm working on my tech with Zoom, but we are in breakout rooms or discussing the TED Talk in a smaller setting because, you know,
Okay.
that's the downside. We would have opportunity.
Yeah.
We'll hang out in a large group. That's okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And I made some notes on it, but like, you know.
Yeah, no, I honestly had to rewatch it again myself in this morning just to like refamiliarize it. Probably seen about 3 times now. But.
That was my 1:30 plan.
Yeah. Hey, you know, plans change. We have to grow and adapt, right?
But I will at least get to rewatch it this afternoon.
Perfect. Yeah, that provides some context. So, Allison, welcome. How are you today?
Hi, guys. I'm so sorry. Better late than never. It's been one of those days today.
Hey, we're in that group. This works. I was just sharing with Shelby. I have the rest of the group in breakout rooms right now, and they're discussing the TED Talk in a smaller group setting. So they'll be coming back, or I'll bring them back here in the next about 3 minutes. I'll send out a reminder. So then you haven't missed much yet.
Okay, good.
So good
I
time,
love
ladies.
The
There we go.
video, by the way. Thanks for sharing that. And I love the homework.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. I was trying to get a sense because it was either have a homework and watch a 15-minute video on your own time or try and like build that into the meeting time. And then that would just force the meeting to expand into a longer session. So I'm anxious to hear the whole group's feedback on that. That is valuable to know. But did you have any takeaways? I know you sent yours on ahead. I was like, I have like students that are, sending me their feedback. I thought it was really great. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
Don't laugh at me. My name is Allison, and my mom used to say, Allison starts with A, be an A student.
Oh, hey, that's one way to make it work. I like that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I love the story. I like Ernesto. He's a great presenter, but he really gives some insight as to, understanding the community. You can't just give them the seeds and go plant in the valley and just have great agriculture and huge tomato crop. And then just, they don't do it because the hippos come and eat it. We didn't.
Yeah.
We never asked. How do you know unless you ask? So
Right. So my husband is Mexican, and he grew up on a very rural ranch in Toluca, Mexico. And we have this conversation all the time just about how culturally we are different. And I am so much more inclined to just offer up unsolicited advice to him and everyone else. So I get it.
yeah. And then recognizing the difference in culture too. That's
Right.
I want to say this again. I can't type and that's okay. See how it goes. I kind of hopped into all these rooms. It's kind of nifty. There's some value to meeting in person where you could just, break out into groups and here you guys chat over here and you can kind of use your hearing to see and assess how well the meeting's going. But this is the next best thing, having Zoom breakout rooms. We'll go with that.
I just can't wait to see your face in a real building, like not.
Yeah. There's something about being in person and present, and yeah, for sure. Okay,
And starting today, I'm like the only one in my building.
that'll be interesting. The teachers they're done.
And we have a teachers institute tomorrow, and then like they're done.
Oh wow.
Students all ran at 12:53. They're out of here. They ran, I'm pretty sure.
That's an early time to be dismissed, really.
I don't know, maybe it's just me. Okay,
Well, it's the COVID schedule.
yeah. They have a countdown. Can I boot them back out? Oh, here they come. Okay, here we go. Come back.
Here.
All right, I see two of the three groups, right? Where's
Oh,
the,
here, I'm gonna teach lunch.
okay, all right. That's important. So I should have, okay, I'm learning my tech here. Thanks for bearing with me. I thought I could close it and then it would time out, but then you could just close it without the timer timeout. We have one more group. And they're still probably chatting. Oh, here they come. Okay.
Well, we had like 59 seconds, so that's probably why.
I like it. Yay, we made it back. Okay, awesome. Anybody have any insight they want to share, feedback from their small group? Anything stuck out or want to take on any of these questions?
I'll say something.
Okay.
All right, I'm Brandon. I was just in the group. I say, man, it's a good group. You guys are having a lot of good things that you're starting for our community. You're giving people second chances in our little town, Lincoln, and I thank you for that.
Great. Thanks for the feedback, Brandon. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Kim, I'm putting you on the spot because you, as soon as you watched your TED Talk when it came out, you're like, how can we get Ernesto to come talk with us? And I was like, are you serious? Are you kidding? But yeah, speak to your initial reaction, Kim.
Well, obviously he is successful because he's a great speaker and I feel like probably a great motivator. But it's because he does it in the right way, and learns from mistakes, listens. And I was telling my group that the nice one, you know, part of my notes were, he said, you don't have this, what they do, you don't have an infrastructure, and we don't have infrastructure, but you don't need it. And I think any of us that work in the small groups understand what that means. You just have to do things and make things happen with what you have, and you can still do it.
For sure. Thank you. I'll ask one more time. Does anyone else have anything they want to share? So this really segues nicely, and it was our intent to really transition and identify what are the needs of our community. And we can't assume, we can't just decide and move forward. We need to ask, right? So Rachel, you want to speak to that a little bit?
I will unmute myself. That'll help. And then, yeah, this is where we are beginning the real work of the ROSC at this time with our community needs assessment. So we wanted to take a little time during the meeting today to let you all know that this was coming and to let you know what it is, how we're going to go about it, and get your feedback on not just the questions that we want to ask the community, but how we want to go about doing so. This data is going to inform the whole direction of our work. The idea is to target a very diverse and broad audience within Logan and Mason counties. That means we're not just going to be asking people who are in the field, who are providers or who are experienced with substance use disorder, but general lay people. Jeanette and I are excited to be getting out and doing that. So we are planning to use a paper format in addition to an online survey. And our goal is for the month of June. So let me stop this screen share and go to the other page. Give me just one moment. As many of you know, the needs assessment is required for our ROSC, but it is also something that we feel we couldn't proceed without, to be completely honest. I think that having people tell us exactly what it is that is useful is the most useful thing that we can do. So, all right, let me get this open here. And pardon the format, it's a little tricky. Can everyone see that okay?
Yep.
Okay, great.
You might though, Rachel, maybe can you make it a little bit bigger?
Yeah, let me zoom it up a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So this is a draft working copy of our community needs assessment in paper form. The SurveyMonkey version didn't translate super well to the Zoom screen share, so we're going to do it this way. As you can see, we basically are asking a couple of demographic questions in the beginning, and then we are going to jump into questions. So basically, we were thinking, if we're standing outside of a grocery store and asking someone, hey, we can give you a coupon for filling out this survey, work with the grocery store that we're partnering with or something of that sort. And then we are able to have a front and back page. So it won't take longer than 5 or 10 minutes for someone to fill out. And asking, since we are covering 2 counties, we do want to keep the data separate. So the folks from Logan County and the folks from Mason County, we can keep those separate. But as you can see, there's a sliding scale here. So we're asking people, please select the degree to which you feel the following statements reflect the activities, practices, and values of your community. Of paramount importance to us when developing this survey was keeping language easy for people. We don't want to use too many treatment specific words for anything that's specialized without explaining it at least a couple of times within this document. And so we are going to be sending these out to all of you at the end of this meeting so that you can look it over and maybe let us know by next week or so if there's anything that you see off the top of your head that you think should be in there or that maybe shouldn't be in there. Letting us have a little collaboration back on this because this is so important to our goals. Jeanette and Nadia, am I missing anything in the summary?
I think you've covered it.
Okay.
It'll be in draft form, like she said. More eyes on it to review, the better. And see if there's anything we're missing, or maybe there is a kind of some content areas that you would like to see us really delve into a little bit more, and we can try and get those questions placed on here as well.
Jeanette, did you want to share our goal number?
Well, sure. So our goal number that we settled on, I guess, is 250 responses back. I still think that's, I don't know, but that's our goal to at least get. So look, I hope to come back and say we blew that number out of the water, but I do know that we, again, are going to be very intentional, very out in the community, all over the place, to make sure that we hear voices from every corner that we possibly can. I want to know what people in Bath, Illinois are dealing with. I don't know why that's the one that stands out to me, but I'd never heard of it before. So, but sincerely,
you knew that name.
Oh, well, I didn't, but I knew it was in my county, so I better learn about it. So yes, and we want to make sure too that we are spending and investing time in both counties. So those of you who are familiar with Mason County, please know that we may shout out to you for, some info or to collab, because we would love, in doing this, any hands and feet that are willing to help us get out there. So
Absolutely. So before we close out this little section, does anyone have any thoughts from distribution or ways that we might look into going about collecting this information?
So I was just making notes about that. I'd be happy to do that here in probation. I'm sure that Tazwood would be happy to do that. I'm sure Brandon and my other clients would be happy to do the outreach also. And Jeanette, there's a family fun day coming in June. That might be a really good place to target.
yeah, you're right.
June 19th.
Unfortunately, that falls on Juneteenth this year, and we are through the Diversity Inclusion Commission partnering with other people. We are hosting a Juneteenth event at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
So, but if we had other folks who, that's kind of where I will have to have focus. But if we do have anyone, Brandon or anyone who perhaps would like to, be out there, or how we can figure it, maybe I can, split my time or something. But yes, I'm with you on that, Kim. That's a great place to get the word out.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I would
Kim.
definitely love to get some of those as well. I'd take them to the meeting places and where I pass out Narcan too.
I'd love for us to swap info.
Can you scroll back up to the age ranges or tell me verbally what the age ranges are that we're looking for?
8, so they go, I'll scroll back up here.
Is it 18 your youngest?
Currently, we did have 18 as the youngest, just because we didn't know some of if there was parental consent needed for younger children.
Yeah, makes sense.
That being said, obviously, if somebody who's 16 wants to fill it out, they could just write their age in, and that would be fine too.
Also, I'm sure I could talk to Sean at the bowling alley and ask them if they would be interested in having the survey out or whatever, helping us out with that. I'm sure that he would do that.
I would love to maybe go up there on a Saturday or something, Kim. And because we do have, that's a great place too, as folks begin to start coming out. But we do have some incentives and some freebies and some different things like that, some raffles that we're going to. So we're trying to be as creative and, alluring as we can to come fill out our survey.
Well, and honestly, we should maybe see about churches or the Church Alliance and see if they want to participate.
Yeah, I was thinking
or if they would.
Yep, definitely.
What about the farmers market?
Oh, that's a great idea.
That's a wonderful idea.
You get a wide variety of people, demographics.
I love it. It's definitely on my list and conversation I've already started with Ange. So yes, we are. I love it when we're on the same brainwave.
Right.
And third Fridays too is also a good idea.
Yeah. They triple your link on those days. So for every 10, you'll get 40 to spend.
Yeah, and yeah, third Fridays downtown. So yeah, if you continue.
Well,
sorry, Brandon. Could you say that again? I didn't catch that.
Thinking maybe gambling halls and
gambling halls.
Gambling halls.
Definitely put on the list because we definitely have plenty of those, don't we, Brandon?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, Kim, it's overrun. I've counted 10 just down Woodlawn.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of good ideas for Logan County. What are we thinking for Mason? I'm playing devil's advocate.
That's
Nadia,
no,
don't
that
laugh.
was actually Shelby. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I have a weird concept. I don't know how fruitful it would be, but Havana, Illinois has a drag strip that runs most Friday and Saturdays. That a lot of Logan County and Mason County locals go to, but not everybody there lives in those counties. However, you might find some of those random Bath people over there, and some Easton, and yeah.
No,
For
that is
sure.
actually, we don't want to miss any of those opportunities. And so we confess that Mason County, I know nada, right? But we are going to learn. We do have some strategic places that we want to go, you know, the health department and the, you know, hitting the places, but that's the nuggets of goodness that folks who know the area, you know, we want to partner and get those from you.
Yeah, and if all of you could think about it and you want to shoot us an email after, I'm just trying to be mindful of time because we're coming up on time here. But I want to make sure that it's really clear. We would love the collaboration. If anyone has an idea for a distribution place or someone is willing to take, you know, 20 surveys and take them somewhere, bring it on. The more the merrier. That 250 goal, I love that we're sharing that because it's way beyond what other ROSCs in Illinois have done. So we would like to get as much and as broad of a range of data as possible. So again, yeah, a draft of this will be coming your way after this meeting, and we welcome feedback as well as ideas for how to get a lot of results. All right, let me get back to and Nadia, did you have anything else in the new business before we move on to the next thing?
No, I think it will be, we're going to try another Zoom feature and draw.
We're playing with Zoom today. Thank you all for being our guinea pigs. All right, so this is another thing that we have been working on for the past little bit and would like some feedback. As we start building all of our plans and outreach plans and things like that, the core of that is, what is our mission and why do we need one? So does anyone have experience? I'm sure most people have experienced what a mission statement is. Does anyone need additional clarification on what that is and why? No. Okay. So
Rachel, I've had experience with that, but maybe not everyone has. Maybe we can just say a little bit about
yeah, absolutely. A mission statement, the goal of a mission statement is to very broadly define what is the purpose of an organization or a group of people. So, for example, if we were a store, our mission statement might be to adequately serve our customers and to provide the best possible product at a great price. That might be our mission statement. With our ROSC, on the other hand, it's another reason that we wanted to bring up again, what is a ROSC, because we were reminding ourselves exactly what it was. And we were thinking through some options. So there's a couple different options here that Jeanette and Nadia and I have kind of put together. And we would like for you all to play with your Zoom a little bit. So has anyone never had experience annotating before you go with the little stamps? So in your black Zoom bar, either up at the top or the bottom, depending on your screen, there's a little pencil that says annotate, and you click that and hit stamp. So we have two rough draft options, and we'd like to sort of get a pulse of where people think which one you like better, to be honest. So option A, we have improving our access to health, wellness, and holistic recovery options for people in Logan and Mason counties who are at risk of or suffering from substance use disorders. Or we have option B, connecting recovery services and supports while strengthening the recovery community, reducing stigma, and building pathways in Logan and Mason counties for individuals suffering from substance use disorders. So if you want to pick out a cute stamp or draw something in the box that you prefer, just to help give us a direction, and we can chat about, feel free to chat about what you like about one or the other. If you want to combine
Obviously,
them.
I'm horrible at the stamping for my first attempt.
It's wonderful. I think it's a great
I
heart.
was attempting to get the heart stamp, but I didn't know how to do it.
You can vote more than once if you want to play with the stamp. That's okay.
And also too, if you have some insight, like these are our two options, but if we need to
yeah, if we're missing something
options, then that's available to do.
Absolutely.
Like bits and pieces of both, but I can't in any way find a way to like.
You can also vote in the
Combine them.
middle. You can vote in the
Yeah,
middle.
I kind of like the shortness of the first one, but some of the things that the second one says.
And I like holistic recovery options, like health, wellness, and holistic recovery, because recovery doesn't look the same for everybody.
Exactly.
But I like connecting and strengthening and reducing stigma, because I think all of those are like key phrases that need shared. That was
So if,
helpful.
let's see how, no, that's helpful. I think,
I think the words reducing stigma is what drew me to option B. When I was reading those questions on the survey, I thought, okay, there's still such stigma out there. I can kind of guess who's going to say what, unfortunately, because I hear it every day. So that's why I liked B, just the whole reducing stigma is what drew me to that.
Yeah, I actually went with option A. I think I like holistic, but I'm kind of more a firm believer in shorter to the point, where people could memorize it better or understand it. I don't know. That's kind of what struck me. They're both good. I mean, but that's why I went with the first one. You know, we just did our strategic plan and wrote a mission statement, and it's literally one sentence, probably about eight words at the most. And my goal is for everybody to memorize it, keep it in their head, you know.
yeah, that's useful feedback. Thank you.
I'm saying kind of, would it be fair to summarize the consensus that the brevity and succinctness of option A is really valuable, but to really interlace concepts around reducing stigma is also like trending really high as well. Being cognizant of time, and we could probably, yes, there will be a vision statement as well. Yes, Randy. Being cognizant of time, this is great buy-in. So how do you want to proceed? If we push it out and kind of tweak the options we have in front of us a little bit, or having a side discussion? I mean, I don't want to have a meeting just to meet, but this is valuable conversation to have. And I don't know, we will reach consensus in like this 4 minutes that we have left.
Right. This is another thing that we could include this in the summary as well. And if anyone has a suggestion, we're very open to that, because we want it to be collaborative, and finding a way to put stigma reduction into option A does that seem like a consensus for many people.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's what I'm hearing. And I don't know, I just wanted for clarification, but that's what I see, number one, but not excluding the reducing stigma to find its place.
I think we could probably easily put that in and still keep it pretty brief. Okay, thank you all for your feedback about that. Let's see here. Does anyone, Nadia, did we, I don't think we have anything else, which is great because we don't have any more time.
Right. So yeah, there's about 4 minutes remaining on our meeting today. Open it up. Any questions, comments? Kind of the charge ahead will be folks that are at the table right now. Who else can we bring to the table? And who else is missing? We're still continuing to gain more traction in the community and get more people involved. And, you know, you look around the Zoom gallery, who is missing from our sectors, who is missing from your neighborhood, and who can be invited. Yeah, any open thoughts, dialogue for the last few minutes, questions, concerns?
I'm going to deposit something really quickly. And it just reminded me, I was in another meeting a couple nights ago, and someone had, you know, when you're kind of around or hearing information, gathering information, learning information that maybe doesn't apply right away. And I'm trying to speak to why it's so important that everyone's here. And this person, it wasn't really their thing, but I was able to share some stuff with them. And so they had some information and was able to come back later to say that throughout that week, they came in contact with 6 different people who had no idea or clue. And even it wasn't her thing, she had those pieces to be able to give and share and pass on. And so I just want that to be a reminder that, you know, I know as we're building and developing and creating this, that, you know, we remember that, you know, your presence here and what you have to offer, and hopefully what we can send you out with could be something that can be planted as you move through your circle of influence.
Very well said. So in the course of the next couple of days, you'll be getting an email from me with a whole bunch of information on it. There will also be found a draft of our needs assessment survey, opportunity to provide feedback with that. And then shortly after that, we'll be pushing out the digital version and then have copies in hand once everyone is kind of in agreement of that. And we also, hopefully by the end of next week, we will have a ROSC packet or kind of a pretty package to share with the community. So if you have someone you're in conversation with, you could be like, okay, yeah, ROSC, this is what it is. Here's some more information. So it's all put together. So we're hopefully helping do the heavy lifting with you on that as well. I feel like someone else was going to say something and I interrupted them. Did I do that?
I started to ask if we had plans on like exactly where and when you guys were going to physically be places. I say you guys, like it's a strategically planned thing, and I don't know that it actually is.
It will be. That's the goal. We are still finalizing some locations and waiting to hear back from partners that will let us use their locations and things like that. But if anyone has any leads on those sorts of things, or is local and wants to take a day and say, hey, I could go sit out with some surveys, the more the merrier, to be honest.
Yes. Yes. So we hope to have some more things finalized, and that kind of plan can be pushed out to everyone for collaborative feedback. And also I'm thinking if I can create it techie, have a survey monkey link and just have a QR code. So someone can walk up to the table, just scan their code and just fill out the survey as they're walking through the
Yep.
Something like that. So make it quick and as accessible as possible. Yeah, great ideas. So for anyone who wasn't able to attend today, we will have this on the YouTube channel. We have created some social media or I should say, yeah, all social media, Instagram, Facebook, working on a Snap, I think. So as we push that out, those links will be available. Please like and friend us. I like the page, and that's another way of information sharing as well. So thank you all very much for your time today. Enjoy the beautiful weather and stay cool now, I guess. Go forward from there. So take care, everyone.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.